Finally, we've made it to Arkala. I almost thought we'd never make it after accidentally wandering straight through a goblin encampment. Though, serves us right for letting Melian be in charge of navigating. Runa, it wasn't on the map, alright? Why would such a thing be on a map? Goblins in these parts are nomadic. It's not like they set up a permanent town that we can just jot down and remember to steer clear from. You didn't notice anything was amiss when smoke was rising up in the distance? Or maybe the fact that the road was utterly barren? The only reason we went that way was because you said you'd be down it before. Yeah, and the last time I went, the goblins conveniently weren't there. I can't help it if in between my visits they just decided to move in. Just look at the bright side. We slaughtered them, and now we're in the city. Everything's fine. Only because the hero was formidable enough to take them on. If it were only the two of us, we would have been dead by now. No, we wouldn't. We'd be captured, yeah, but I'd find a way out of the restraints, and you would come up with a smart plan to get us out of there. I weasel out of everything, except magic. That's not my bread and butter. I see you're always looking on the bright side. Someone's got to, and you two are who you are. Huh? Oh yeah. I suppose we did clear up the road for anyone else trying to get to Arkala. Good on us, huh? Yes, I suppose it is a good thing for anyone trailing behind us. Our misfortune, their fortune. Hopefully things don't go amiss for us here in the city. Despite a few setbacks, things have been fairly easygoing for us so far. Have to be grateful for that. Speaking of, it's amazing how similar things are since I was here last. It's like I never left at all. Of course it's the same. How much could a place change in 2, 3 years? You don't know, Melian. It could have changed slightly. A lot can happen in a short amount of time. You and I should know that better than most. There's still so many people I need to check in on. Ray, Aradon, Trakunar, and of course Tyrion is likely still lingering about to profit on the potion-making trade while he does his whole thing with corpses on the side. Oh, don't worry about that part. It's not that big of a deal. I think. He means well, at least. But more importantly, I need to check in on Valeria. They run the last drop. It's a cozy sort of place. You might actually like it. Draws in smaller crowds than some of these other places. I show up. Hopefully they'll be able to start me off with some steady work, and I'm sure they'll spare us a room for a few while we get ourselves settled in the city. Why bother when there's that house we stole? Because we haven't been there for years. At worst, people are squatting there because we got rid of the magical wards. And at best, it's covered in dust and cobwebs. You can reside there if you wish, but I'll wait until it's all tidied up. What? Is the greatest bard of well-renowned afraid of a couple of cobwebs? No, but given the choice, I would choose comfort over discomfort any day. I didn't grow up sleeping in trees like you. Prissy pants. Tree hugger. Well, it's better we go to the inn anyway. It's always easier to snag the coin purses of drunkards, and you singing will be even more of a proper distraction. Melian, please don't get us thrown out of another establishment. Val's a friend. They'll understand. Valeria is also a business owner, and they're smart enough to realize that your sticky fingers aren't good for business. So leave the patrons be. We steal their coin the classic way, by getting them drunk enough to toss over their coin to me. Fine, fine. I'll keep my hunting grounds in the city streets and shadowy alleys. Get back to my roots. Okay. It's just a ha-ha, hero. Big joke. Totally joking. Don't glare at me like that, please. Oh, here we are. We can hitch the horses outside for now and look for a proper stable after we get a room. Sounds good to me. God, it feels so good to stand. Everything aches so bad. I don't know how you do it with all that armor on, man. Come on, you two. Both of you in. Hello, Valeria.
Alruna, it's been a while.
Truthfully, being back is a surprise even for me. But the fates have a funny way of guiding you back down paths you never thought you would tread again.
Even still, didn't think you'd be back in the city for quite a long time.
Well, it's wonderful to see you. This here's my latest pet project, trying to sculpt him into the sort of hero you'd hear about in one of my ballads. And of course, you remember the infamous Melon.
Oh, how can I forget the sticky fingers that swiped one of my most expensive bottles of ever made?
Oh! I thought that might have slipped your mind by now.
Not quite. That bottle was stowed away for an important guest. Imagine my surprise when I went to go grab it and there was an IOU note rolled up in its place. Can't exactly serve that to my guests now, can I?
Well, I suppose not, no. But I have some spare coin. How much was it?
500 gold pieces.
500? What was it? Liquid gold?
Well, I don't know. You're the one who ended up drinking it, so you know better than any of us.
It must have been a well-aged bottle to fetch such a price. The process to make it is only known by a select few, after all. A single sip of the drink is said to taste of the higher planes themselves. Though how much of that is true is only known by those who can procure it. Like Melian. I mean, it was pretty good, but not 500 gold pieces worth. Honestly, I think I did you a favor, Valeria, because your ass got scammed.
Melion, I'm not going to thank you for stealing from me.
Fine, I'll pay. While Melian sorts that out, I have a personal favor to ask.
Oh, sure. What can I do for you?
Would it be too presumptuous to ask for room and board for a short period of time? Melian and I haven't checked in on the old hideout yet. It's likely fallen into disrepair. Of course, we'd be willing to help out with the place in return if you'd like. You already know I can draw in a crowd. The hero's the strong, silent type. Can carry in those heavy shipments you dread, or toss out a drunkard that doesn't know how to follow the rules. And Melian... Oh, well, we'll keep a close eye on her.
Aruna, you know I'd never turn you away. Of course you can all stay.
You're certain?
The last drop can always use some good entertainment. And honestly, I'd be a bit more relieved to have that brawny companion of yours around with what's been going on recently.
Whatever do you mean by that?
Peculiar things have been happening around the midnight hour. Weird blood-curdling sounds ringing out in the dead of night. A lot of people going missing all of a sudden. And bodies being discovered once the sun rises the next day.
Oh, gods. What is this? A serial killer in Arkala?
Possibly. I don't know much beyond the rumors that have floated in my door, and I can't be sure what's true or what's born from hysteria. But having you three around will at least put me a little more at ease.
Right, well, let us know if you hear any more rumors.
I'll be sure to.
Here you go. It's what I can scrounge up for now.
100, 200, 300, 300. This is 300.
Yeah, it is. That's all I have, okay? I'll give you the rest when I get to work.
Fine. Suppose it'll have to do for now. Well, unless you have anything else to ask for, I'll go ahead and let you go, Alruna. I'm sure there's others you want to check in on.
There is. We'll be back in the evening, Valeria. You know, sometimes I do miss the hustle and bustle of a big city. Of course, smaller towns like Lakeshore have their charms, and the people are of a certain quality. But there's a certain peacefulness in being one of many. Unnoticeable. Isn't that the direct opposite of what you're supposed to want? Melian. Being a bard doesn't mean I want to be on a stage every hour of the day. There's a time and place for such things. Like when our old trio broke into that strange little organization that worshipped a golden donkey. And I was the one who had to create a distraction, while you and Willow stole the idol. You mean the golden ass? Very mature. But yeah, I do remember that. Especially since it was funny seeing Willow sneak around in her weird evil-wise Death Knight armor thing. But she made it work. Just like you made it work out there with the crowd, am I right? You're always singing and playing instruments. Didn't think you could dance, too? But those hips didn't lie. Moved like water. I didn't realize you saw any of that. Caught enough to know that you're actually good at it. I think we made more money from you dancing instead of the actual job. Golden ass money doesn't pay as well as you hope it does. But I guess that was on me for taking the job before asking how much it paid. I think you have a habit of not asking nearly enough questions when seeking out work, Melian. But that's the fun part, right? Besides, I never would have known you were a dancer if I didn't take that job. I bet there's someone else who wants to see you dance. Right? Silence, Melian. Silence. What the? My money! You little shit! Give me back my money! You can't pickpocket a pickpocket. That's like a paradox. Serves her right for teasing me, but the poor kid picked the wrong person to steal from. I can't imagine Melian has much left after handing off all of her gold to Valeria. Very true. Better Melian than us to get pickpocketed. I can't imagine you would fare too well chasing down someone in that heavy armor of yours. I'm not saying you're slow. You're adequately fleet-footed on the battlefield. But you chasing after a street child with significantly better knowledge of the alleys than you is never going to work in your favor. Me? Oh, I could never keep up. These shoes compliment me well, but they're not the best for running around and leaping from rooftop to rooftop. In the unfortunate case my money is stolen, I think I'd have to send Melian after the thief, like a bloodhound, to fetch it for me. Maybe she'd do it out of the kindness of her heart, but I know she certainly will do it if I promise her a cut for retrieving it. Me? Manipulative? Hardly. I just know what motivates her. If money is what she wants, then it's worth parting with it in order to get her to take care of a few things for me. A healthy transaction, in my opinion. What motivates you? Well, I've known you for a far less amount of time in comparison to Melon, but if I had to guess, it's less materialistic and more idealistic. You want to do the right thing in the end. Leave no regrets. If someone wanted to motivate you, they'd have to try and persuade you that it's the correct choice to make, no matter how difficult it is. That, or maybe you have something to prove, and you're too proud to go home with your tail between your legs, letting everyone see your failure. I could be completely off the mark, though. I hardly have that much insight into other people's minds. What motivates me? I thought that was obvious, hero. I seek my own form of glory and well-renowned, finding the perfect song, immortalizing a true hero. Maybe that hero is you. Who knows? Until then, I'll keep hitching my wagon to whatever group will take me. Follow this road even if it doesn't lead anywhere particular. What are you looking... Oh, for God's sake, Melian. Holding a wriggling child up like a sack of potatoes? Oh, she's going to get herself arrested. Come on, kid. Hand it over. You're not weaseling away with what's mine. How ironic, Melian. At least place the child down. She's not going to run away when she's surrounded like this. At least not for your measly couple of coins. Here, sweetheart. A trade. These for the pouch. I assure you it's a healthy transaction in your favor. No tricks. Are you seriously rewarding the little thief that stole my money with money? Well, I reward all of your bad behavior that is on a scale far beyond that of a child. So you're hardly one to talk. Now come now. Place the pouch in my hand, and the coins are all yours. Then you can go run along. Fine. That lady's poor anyway. Hey! Okay, that was unnecessary. There you are, Melon. I've saved your coin once again. I tell you to keep a better grip on it, but I think that's impossible for you. Thank you, Runa. Runa, you're so cool. You're like my best friend, and you're so cool. That I am. You should keep it in mind when you're teasing me over nonsense. I swear you'll learn one little thing I forgot to tell you, and you'll treat it like you've discovered a treasure trove. It's only because you're so secretive about the stuff you can do. I hardly think I'm the secretive type, Melon. I tell everyone I do business with what I'm capable of up front. The hero can vouch for that. can't he? No, not your whole, woohoo, I'm just an elven bard that needs to write songs about you and make you sound cool, so take me with you routine. I'm talking about you, yourself, as a person. What you like, dislike, hobbies. Keep all that hush-hush. I've known you for a decent amount of time. I'd like to think, anyway. And if someone came up to me and asked what your favorite things are, I think I'd just sit there like a dumbass and say, music, magic, and pretty cloaks. Well, in the interest of making others the focus of my study, I never thought much to talk of myself. We can always rectify that if you want. Though the answer of music, magic, and pretty cloaks is fairly close to accurate anyway. If you say so. But I'm interrogating you when I get the chance, because, knowing you this long, it's sort of like my own quest. Your personal quest is interrogating me. Fine. As long as you punish the hero in kind. What? I can't be the only one who gets this treatment. Might as well share the pain. Hey, it's starting to get late. We should head on back to the last drop. What? Are you suddenly taking on a responsible tone? What about all the people we intend to visit? Are you really that eager to start off on your little... Alruna. We really should go. Right. We should get going before Valeria wonders where we wandered off to. No doubt they'll want us around for the evening hours when the customers are the worst. But maybe if we're lucky, business will be slow. Well, it never hurts for me to hope. I'm sure you'll be happy if there's not too many patrons. Less likely you have to throw someone out for making a clown out of themselves. Now come on. Let's go ahead and get out of here.